Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me. I can't fucking do it. I'm sorry. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G. Welcome to another exciting episode of The Public Affair. I am super excited to have these three guys onto my show, so that way at least one of them can shut the hell up about talking shit. But before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to Rogue Media Network, to Mike Hamilton, who's here producing this episode, and of course to all of you guys for all your continuous love and support for the show. I truly appreciate it. More than 200 episodes in. I don't know. I feel some type of way about that. We're going to go to Shorty's afterwards and celebrate. Okay. Shorty's is one of their sponsors. Now listen, before we continue with this exciting episode that I'm so ecstatic that we were able to put together and everybody was able to be present for, I just want to give a shout out to a few of my sponsors of the show. Okay. We're going to give a shout out, of course, to David Santabanez with Linear Real Estate. He is the #1 sales agent in his office. He's going to help you buy a home or sell your property. If you guys don't know what you're doing, you guys don't know how the home buying process works, hit up my boy David Santabanez. There's a reason why he's the #1 agent at Linear Real Estate. He's going to walk you through every single process from start to finish. Y se habla español también. My boy David, do the damn thing. Keep doing your thing. Thank you so much for all you do for me in The Public Affair. Make sure you guys hit him up with the number on the screen. Thank you so much for all you do for me in The Public Affair. Of course, to Armstrong's Bayou Cafe with Anika Armstrong, serving the most authentic Asian cuisine with a wide selection of signature crab cakes, pasta, seafood, and more. Listen, now my favorite is any pasta that you guys can get from Armstrong's Bayou. And now she's doing po' boy. She's doing po' boys now. I have my first po' boy. I want to roll around, and any po' boy that she has on the menu, you guys got to go check them out at Union Hall and at Union Grove. Follow on Facebook at Armstrong Bayou Cafe and at Bayou Po' Boy. Thank you so much for all you do for me in The Public Affair, girl. I truly appreciate you. Of course, the Blue Star RV Services with Manny Guerrero, mobile RV tech who fix all RVs. I'm talking about travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and so much more. He deals with the warranty company, so you don't have to deal with them. And you just pay him his small little service fee, and him and the team will go out there and make sure, you know, the food trucks that you guys be buying food from, and this AC is broken, and the summertime is giving summer, and it's giving hot, and you guys need the AC fixed. He's going to come out there. He's going to fix that too. Just hit him up. Blue Star RV Services, 100% reliable. Manny Guerrero, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Soco Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez. They offer team, small group, and individual skills training and elite skills training with superb star athletes like George De Leon. And of course, Soco Kids is open now, providing the top of the line daycare services at Soco. Listen, Soco's on the come up. So proud of them. Congratulations to all of you guys. Make sure if you guys want your kids involved in something positive, you hit up Soco Soccer Academy. And of course, The Public Affair remains a very proud sponsor of the Soco soccer teams, coached by my bro, Coach Mauro Maldonado. Keep doing the thing with you and the kids. I'm so proud of you guys and with all your elite accomplishments. Congratulations to you all. And thank you so much for letting me be a sponsor of that team. And of course, the Banda's hauling service with Julian. On a Banda, they rent dump trailers. You fill it up, they haul it away, especially for all those parties like this one likes to have, leaving trash all over the floor. He'll run off dumpsters as well, roll off dumpsters, so that way you guys can throw all the trash away. If the car breaks down after this episode of The Public Affair, you guys can call him. He'll come pick you up. If you need a ride home, he'll come pick you up. And all that junk that's hauling in the yard, he'll come pick that up as well. Banda's hauling service is 100% reliable, and thank you so much for all you do for me and The Public Affair. I truly appreciate it. Oh, God, that takes a lot out of me, you guys. I'm sorry. That takes quite a bit out of me. But as you can see, it doesn't take as much out of me than the guest sitting next to me and, of course, his partners as well. I'm super excited to have these three guys. They are really, really paving their way in the city with Fuego FC, being inspirations to kids by way of coaching soccer. And I'm so excited that all three of them were able to be present because I wasn't sure if that wasn't going to happen. To my left, we've got Juan Arellano. And then, of course, to the right, from left to right, we've got Rafael Hernandez and Coach Jacob David, Coach Jacob Davis here on The Public Affair. Thank you guys for coming. How are you guys?
We're live.
Yeah. Okay, so who's more nervous to be here? I just want to know. Well, you're nervous in a way. You get shy. You get more reserved.
I don't know.
You know what's funny? Can I just joke with you real quick? I've been trying to get Joe, your brother, on the show for about 2-3 years, and he just won't come. But you and Hex, who is your brother, who was on a prior episode of The Public Affair, y'all were both on the show just by fluke. And so tell him to hurry up. Yeah.
I have to tell him.
Yeah, please tell them. Thank you so much for being here. So that way it can inspire him to do so. And of course, Juan and I just go back. Can I just give Juan some shit real quick, Jacob, please? Is that okay? You said that I was okay to go in on him.
Go ham.
Yeah, go. Juan and I used to party back at remember Treff's?
Mm-hmm.
I have a photo of us that I'm going to. Yes, I am. I'm going to post it as a promo.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. When we were just drunk. I don't know. Were you with your wife at the time? Or you were single?
No, I think, I mean, we were together, but
you were together.
I think we were with some friends.
You were with some friends? No, yeah. Well, we had the same.
Oh, no, she was in that picture.
Was she?
I think so.
Listen, I don't remember a lot from those days. I just remember trying to get with you. That's all. I'm not going to lie. I used to try. Okay, I think I can slide in his DMs tonight. Oh, is this the divide? Oh, don't try to hold my hand, Juan. Stop. Okay, this is a kids-friendly episode. Okay, we don't want to do that. And then Jacob, no, you know what? We reached out to you,
yes, sir.
And it was so cute because yes would have done just fine, and you gave me this long, just like verse of an answer.
I have a tendency to start speaking way too much, so
which is a good thing.
It is because I like to give enough info for the understanding to come across clear.
Okay, good. Yeah, well, I think a yes would have came across just as clear.
I would imagine so.
It was this, yeah, and then in Corinthians, I was like, yeah, just yes. No, but I appreciate you. We called you. Our good friend is Coach Morrow with the Soka soccer teams. Yes, and so I remember I ran it by him. I was like, I've been wanting to invite like Jacob, and of course Juan, just to give him shit. And then you guys mentioned Rafael, and I was like, yeah, bring him too. And he was like, bro, that would be such a good episode. I was like, call him up and let's see you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You were so on board, so I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Always.
Yeah. What's it mean for you guys to be able to use a platform like this to put your name out there, especially as just a local team with Fuego FC, just from Waco?
I think the biggest thing and the opportunity that we have provided to sit here and talk is let everybody have an understanding of what we ultimately stand for and what the mission has been from what was a guess of something that we thought would work that actually ended up working.
Sure.
And so just being able to kind of express that message and let everybody know really what we stand for in the community of Waco, it's a pretty big deal.
I got you. How'd you get this one involved? Because he stands for something different to me.
Man, I tell you what. First
of all, did you start? Who started Fuego FC?
So it started as such.
Okay.
HOT, kids come out, and Juan, his son, had been playing soccer out at HOT, recreational soccer.
Sure.
And somehow in the line of us actually seeing each other for 16 years, we end up finding a way to know each other, and that's through mutual friends.
Oh, sure.
And so we are at a Halloween party, we meet each other, so on and so forth. Our sons ends up getting together and go to his house, and he invites me over there, and so on and so forth. Find out that his son plays soccer, and I love soccer. I played soccer growing up.
Sure.
My son was not playing soccer at that point.
Oh, I see.
But I saw an opportunity for me to be able to get my son involved with friends that were mutual to him. And
gotcha.
So we end up getting a recreational team, and both of our sons are on there, and somehow, some way, we look through our roster, and we got a kid named Rafael Hernandez. And luck enough, we have a parent meeting, and he walks up, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, 3 of these kids, we all played soccer growing up together. Yes. All 3 of the kids are wanting to play soccer.
It was meant to be.
It was kind of meant to be.
Like a divine intervention is what they call it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so, in the means of that whole thing, coming across Juan again in my lifetime, 16 years later, common friends bring us together. Our kids like soccer, and from that point forward,
that's great.
We got lucky enough to get blessed with a good group of kids in the beginning, and it was like, man, this just isn't challenging enough.
Okay.
Let's go to the next step.
Okay.
And we find ourselves.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Now we're on floor 21. So now before we continue, of course, with the team, of course, with Juan and his antics, right? Yeah. Because he's making me super nervous. Like I've never had somebody just sitting next to me, and I told you could get closer if you wanted to. I know you've been wanting to. I've been waiting 10 years for this.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that? And I don't want to make you guys uncomfortable by any means necessary, okay? But you gave me the Shiner Bock, and you didn't tell me how much alcohol content was in it. But listen, just real quick, just so the guests can get a feel, like, can you guys just talk to us a little bit about who you are? Let's start with Rafael. We'll do clockwise.
I'm Rafael Hernandez.
Hello.
Of course, you've had one of my brothers already on here.
Yes, and
Hector,
I've been
Hector.
We love DJ Hex.
Subele DJ.
Yes.
I got a younger brother, Giovanni Hernandez. I got 2 older sisters, so I'm the middle child.
Oh, okay.
I have, 2 older sisters, Lizette and Josephine.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys had sisters. Yeah. I thought it was just the boys.
2 older sisters.
You have 2 older
the
sisters.
sisters are the oldest ones.
Big family.
Oldest male.
Okay, gotcha.
And the middle child, and then
Is Hex the only one not with the eyes? Because you guys all got the eyes.
no, the older two. So just me and Joe.
Just you, Joe, got the eyes.
eyes.
Okay, because Hex got the body. I told him that.
I
on the
think
show.
everybody else was adopted, but
Yeah, you guys lucked out. No, my dad has green. My dad's family has green eyes as well. But God couldn't make me perfect because I already had perfect eyebrows and everything else. So that's why he didn't give me the green eyes. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. Okay. So from here, grew up playing soccer.
I was born in Mexico.
Oh, you were born
in
Mexico.
Born in Mexico and grew up here.
Okay, got you. So you grew up playing soccer as well.
Yes, went to school here. Played at University High School.
Sure.
Played a little bit of college ball at in Abilene.
Yeah.
Cisco Junior College. The school still exists, but the program got done with when they were, what was it, back in 2009, 2010 when they started cutting down on like the funds at schools and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's one of the programs that they took away, but they still do have a girls program there.
Got you.
Pretty good. Play there, and then of course I had a daughter at a young age, so I had to come back and
one of those, got you. That's okay. You went to Waco High, so that's what they did. And so, I'm just saying, right? That's what they did.
We ain't talked about that yet.
You know what? No, I've met your family. I've met your wife. I've met your beautiful family. Beautiful, and they're so kind. I was drunk when I met your wife, and I don't know what I was talking to her about. Okay, but I was drunk. Okay, every time Joe has those parties, I get drunk over there. No?
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, Jacob.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I, Jacob Davis. I grew up here in Waco. I was originally born in Austin, Texas. Lived a military grunt lifestyle from the age of 0 to 9 years old.
I'm getting that from you.
And from that point forward, when I come here, that's kind of been home base, so to say.
Sure.
Went to Waco High, a crosstown rival of a university Trojan.
Oh, you went to university?
He went to university.
Oh, I'm sorry. They were doing that at university too, having kids.
He went to university.
He went to university. Okay, Waco High.
I'm trying to put Waco High on blast.
No, I'm trying to put everybody on blast. They were some hoes at
say Waco.
Listen, we're the same age. We were some hoes at Midway too. I'm just okay. We were some big hoes. I went to Excel with all the pregnant girls, and we were all 16. So
went to Waco High. Grew up in Waco. Went to Waco High and started playing soccer about 9 years old.
Okay.
Went all the way through high school. Played a little bit of soccer in college at Hardin Simmons.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, I'm a bow-legged person, got knee problems.
Yeah.
So I messed up my knee in college. And come to find out that wasn't the whole life for me. And come back home, got married at an early age and picked up responsibility as a
shout out to the wife.
My wife, Clarabelle Davis.
Yes, shout out to her. She's super hot. She works out. We all worked. We met at FAFIT with Monica.
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you something. The knee thing does not stop you.
It doesn't.
It does not stop you. He's still being like,
issue.
I don't know what's going on with this one. I don't know what's going on because you don't have no knee problems.
Yeah.
Only problem. Remember you were on the struggle bus that one time?
I'm still on the struggle bus.
When we were partners. Listen, Jacob, do we even have to introduce
I got a
this?
bad back. I don't know what's wrong.
Please.
So we got excuses.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm sure you do.
Oh my God.
Does this one need an introduction, you think?
Yeah. That's the one.
The floor is yours, darling.
Juan Carlos Arellano Gonzalez Martinez, guys. No, just kidding.
Hi.
That's 5
Juan Arellano, born and raised here in Texas, Waco, Texas. Everybody pretty much knows.
We all know who you are, yeah.
Laid back.
Yeah.
Graduated from university.
Sure.
I've known Rafa for probably more than 15 plus years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Jacob, I actually met Jacob in elementary at Crestview.
Oh, okay.
And so I've been knowing him forever.
Sure. Jacob was in your wedding, right?
Yes.
I didn't make it to the wedding. I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
You invited me. I'll pull receipts, bitch. Don't you play with me. I did get invited to that wedding, okay?
I only remember half of it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, right? How y'all take him anywhere? To the games. I bet he's drunk at the games, all the games.
The Austin FC games?
Yeah, is he?
Yes.
Yes.
At the Austin FC
You can't do that. You cannot do that,
Don't do
right?
it to me.
Stop embarrassing Rafa. He's like, I don't want to be here anymore. Sir, my mic.
I'm not really that crazy.
You're not?
No.
I don't. Let me tell you guys something right now. When we were prepping for the show, they said we're only worried about this one. He's mouthy. He's loose cannon.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, I am proud of you because, we were just gutter rats at that bar.
Yeah.
Doing hoe-ass shit.
Yeah.
We were. And now, we're all doing something with our lives now. And I'm proud of you for that, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a lot's changed either.
I kind of slowed down, but
okay.
I've kind of got a don't give a shit attitude. You know what I'm saying?
I don't bite my tongue.
Yeah,
so.
and I want to ask you guys about that too, because obviously you guys all have probably different coaching tactics, right? And so I'm seeing reckless is the wrong term, but just a little bit more outspoken,
yes.
Right? You look like you're a little bit more of the disciplinarian military background. If I'm wrong, correct me. Right?
I could look two ways.
Yeah,
no, I'm joking.
And then Rafael looks like he's the nice coach. He looks like he's the one where it's like.
So do you want the real cycle of the
Let's
whole
do it,
thing?
please. Yes, enlighten me.
I think we all complement each other, number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all of us have a balance of one another.
Mm-hmm.
You do got a reckless guy over there. And I find a way to be able to say, hey, calm down.
Calm down.
And let's
Right.
get back down to gravity.
Sure.
And the means of keeping the whole thing in line.
Sure.
This guy right here is more enough to just be more subtle to say, hey, look, y'all guys all come down all as one.
Okay.
Let's look for an informal way to go about it. And so I think all of us know a position of how we want to coach and the tactics behind it, but it's all one message to the message that we're trying to deliver. If that makes sense.
I got you.
But it is a mixed personality, and
Yes.
we are not the same at all. And to think that you sit on a sideline and everybody's kind of koshered out, there's a lot of things that a parent or a player don't see.
Right.
And the events of us all talking, and even in a practice standpoint.
Right.
I talk to these guys more than I talk to a lot of people.
Sure.
And every time you talk, it's about soccer.
It's about soccer, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think our personality is what makes it work.
It all complements each other to keep everything a balanced equation.
There's a balance.
And that's how it's
which
worked.
is great.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I don't know how my life got so involved with soccer, too. We'll go there. Because I feel like that's my whole life, too, is soccer.
Sir.
And I just wanted to be famous and on the public affair. But, did you guys always just coach kids, or did you guys ever coach adults, too? I know that when I got involved with soccer, again, we mentioned our friend Coach Morrow.
Oh, yeah.
He was coaching the adults at one point, and right, like even the adults, it gets crazy, right? People get crazy, and then I thought it would be even better with the kids, and the kids is just as bad. Everybody fights, the adults fight still. You know what I mean?
I think the better thing is to say is I didn't have the chance to coach adults.
Okay,
I played with. We've all played together on a team in some format or some way.
Sure,
but we want to coach kids.
Okay,
and so the kids are more. I would feel are more. Taken to listen to the advice than an adult would. So I couldn't imagine having a coach an adult. So
this is the first time I've done any type of coaching.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Does it mean something that you guys have known each other for so long and that you guys get to work in this type of aspect with each other?
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's not it is a friendship.
Sure.
But ultimately behind that message, there's those kids that you have and in the thought of it. That's what the brotherhood drives for, is because we know the message of what we're trying to give and what we're trying to do. You're not promised this forever. Yeah. And to say that I've got to share a part of my life for a means of 4 years with two individuals that care just as much as I care for the next kid. I mean, it's a brotherhood.
Rafa, how was coaching with Juan and Jacob the right decision for you?
How could I say it?
I guess
it felt right.
It felt right. Okay.
It's something that I've seen two guys that I've known for a long time.
Sure.
Starting something up. Like I've said, I was saying that before earlier. I had already had a little bit of coaching experience with my oldest daughter.
Okay, gotcha.
So I kind of knew helping these guys maybe a little bit. You
brought experience to the table.
Giving a little bit more experience and telling them, hey, this is what I've experienced with my oldest daughter. You're going to run through these obstacles and this and that. That way, it kind of helped them, get ahead of it.
Sure.
Not get stuck in those obstacles, but jump over it and get through it like nothing.
Yeah.
So I kind of did a little bit behind the scenes, just giving them advice and stuff like that. I would still sit on the sidelines and stuff like that. Yeah. Eventually, they were like, "Hey, well, can you help us out?" Sure, I don't mind.
Gotcha.
I'm already here anyway. So,
yeah. Did you ever look at Juan and you were like, "Oh shit, how do we get this one?" Did you ever look at him and you were like, "So we're doing? Oh, he's here. Okay."
Nah, it's like I said, it's a brotherhood that's been going on for a long time. So it's I mean, like he said, we all have different personalities. But we all find a way to balance each other out.
Got you. Let's talk about, because we talked a little bit about off camera, right? Let's talk about building a team. Right, so you guys it's a select, and coach me here, because even though I sponsor the other team, Soko, I still don't know how it all works, like ranks. I don't know, select, recreation, all that. So you guys have select players.
Yes,
correct. how is it building a team? How do you know how to build a good team of players?
I think the biggest thing is understanding that you're not just going to be given a team that you can just have this very good soccer team.
Okay.
You're going to have to develop that player. So you're not given a team from the beginning that's just going to be able to go out there and play the game of soccer the way that you would expect the game to be played at a good level, competitive level.
Okay.
And so it's been challenging to build that team because it was just not given to us. And so you get one player that has a certain skill set. You got a certain player that has a certain skill set.
Yeah.
And you look at another two players and you say, well, man, we've got a heck of a way to go to get that player to that player. And I always tell everybody, you're all if there's one bad apple in a tree, that tree's going to die.
Yes.
And you have to have all the same color apples for that tree to end up growing. Having an understanding to know that that's how it's going to go.
100%.
And from the beginning, it was that way.
Sure. So are a lot of your kids, would you say that they're grassroots? Would you guys say that a lot of the kids that you guys coach from the ground up, or were a lot of them already experienced?
Sure. Yeah. They've all come from different backgrounds. We got a kid who came from baseball, never touched the ball, but was interested in playing soccer. Okay. And he's just an athletic kid, and they're like, hey, he's been wanting to play soccer, and we, can you take him?
Sure.
It's like, oh yeah, let's try him out. And like they say, he's an athletic kid, and
sure.
And he didn't have very much ball skills, but he had the willingness to learn.
Okay, gotcha.
He was coachable.
Yeah.
And so most of our kids like that too. That's what we look for in kids. To be coachable, dedicated, and wanting to play. Like I said, half our kids came from wanting to play.
Gotcha.
Never touched the ball. Their families didn't come from soccer backgrounds or anything.
Do you guys think that there's a little bit more sense of accomplishment building a team when you do take kids that are grassroots? And when I say grassroots, I mean, that didn't have experience, that didn't know how to, play soccer, and then you coach them from the ground up versus just like, I don't know, picking and choosing kids from different teams and like, okay, let's pick the best players. And then do you think that there's more of a sound foundation, I guess is what the question is?
There's more of an accomplishment when you're not building an all-star team.
Okay.
And so when you, like the team that we had, we developed these kids, and you watch them play and look at what they accomplished and how far they come, it makes you feel some type of way,
There's got to be accomplishment in that.
There's a good sense of accomplishment in taking something or someone and making something better of what you get out of in the beginning. And we tell everybody it doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen in one practice, 2 practices, 3 practices, 4, better yet, 2 months. But if you give us the time of 6 months, maybe you might just have a chance to become a soccer player. Maybe you just find out it's just not for us. But it's been a heck of a ride just to get the kids to where they've been at. And it's been so challenging, and because looking at it from the standpoint, you don't get the opportunity to walk out and put on the same shirt every single day.
Okay.
You're going to have to walk out, and might be a stain on there that you dropped on there, but somehow, some way, it's going to end up getting cleaned up. And so you're not gifted the opportunity to have just a bunch of good kids.
Right.
And so I think the sense of accomplishment, as Juan said, is knowing that you get to develop the player to be better than they were the practice before. Yeah. And over time, you ultimately get a kid, if they follow the direction of the coaches, it becomes a soccer player.
Absolutely. And I kind of have a double question for you all, right? So, we're taking these kids, y'all are taking these kids, because Lord knows I'm not coaching anybody. Because you'll lose every game with Andrew, right? But you guys are taking these kids, and a lot of them come from different circumstances. And I don't like to use the word privileged when it comes to children because, whatever. But, there's some kids that come from a little bit better circumstances.
Yes, sir.
There are some kids that come from dire circumstances, right? And so surely you have a mixture of that.
Yes, sir.
So how are you guys able to get them to all play together and form teamwork with that? Then, with that follow-up, how do you teach them to be loyal to your team?
Just treating them the same, There's obviously you're gonna have somebody who's a little bit more skilled than the other, and just I guess like humbling them.
Sure.
Treating them the same. I think we all treat them the same. Our sons play on there, but they know as good as me. I'm hard on him. He don't get the same treatment as the other kids, And I think just treating them the same.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
That you treat them as equals, is
Yeah.
what you're saying. So no kid is better than the other.
Right.
It's the white shirt for me. I'm sorry. It's the dad bod. You guys shouldn't have let him sit over here. I'm sorry. And this is a good angle for you.
Fun size.
Is that your spot? Right? Did you call him fun size? Are you fun size one?
I guess so.
Big thing in small packages.
Oh my! Juan, second half. Stop it. This is the important part of the episode. Okay. No, but Rafa, and somebody who is it fair to say who's the most experienced? Would it be Rafa or Jacob?
These two.
These two, but then Rafa's more senior.
That's
I would
OG.
say.
That's OG.
Okay, got you.
Us.
So do you agree with that aspect when it comes to, I guess, coaching kids that come from different circumstances? Like, have you always taken that approach and treating everybody the same?
Because the goal is they're playing soccer.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody's there to play soccer. They're there to build chemistry.
Yeah.
And to compete.
Sure.
To learn. Every season, every game, every practice.
Got you.
It's about learning.
Yeah. Have you ever had a kid that was uncoachable, and then how did you let them down easy? Because it can be really discouraging, I feel like, for a kid. You guys, they're like 10, 12, something like that, right?
They're
Around
8.
that age? Oh, they're 8.
And 9.
Okay, see? Yeah.
They're babies.
They're babies, okay.
But they got big boy mentalities.
Yeah.
And so you have to come across that way.
Oh, don't listen. I don't know what those kids on the Soko soccer team are eating.
Oh.
I don't know what's in their drinks.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to adults. And I'm like,
modernization.
you guys are not adults. You guys are 10.
Yeah.
Okay, let's remember that. But no, the question being, what was the question? I lost it. No, but fuck, Mike, cut it. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, you guys.
But how do you teach them with the different?
I'm sorry.
backgrounds?
I had a brain fart. It's because the shirt. Okay.
How do you?
I would
teach
come
them?
across a kid that's uncoachable.
There we go. No, but the question being, sorry, back to the question. Have you ever had to let a kid down easy, and how do you do so without being discouraging? Because at 8, 9 years old, telling them that they're not good enough to play on a team, or that you don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
I don't mean to shake my head there so early.
Sure,
but the one thing that we don't live on is one thing. We're not looking for the talented player. Mm-hmm. We're looking for the coachable player.
Sure.
We're looking to build a player.
Yeah.
We're not looking to get the player. And the means of saying all that, we're not looking to go have the best kid. We want the kid that's never played soccer before, that wants to come out there, that wants to get on the team, that wants to learn, and they are coachable. You're going to have the opportunity to play. We're not going to kick a kid off the team because we don't do that. A kid's going to have to leave the team because they don't want the game.
On their own way.
On their own way. And on their own will, from the parent to the player. And we tell them from the start, we're going to give you every opportunity. And playing what we play, you're not promised to get all the playing time in the world.
Sure.
But we look to try to get you on that field. And we're just there to develop. We're just here to be a stepping stone for a kid.
And I think I speak for everybody. We all pull the kids to the side and talk to them. I think that's one thing we're good at is communication with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Being verbal with them, talking with them. When they have a bad game, when they're throwing fits or something, like he said earlier, we all compliment each other. And if I know I can't get to that kid, we'll be like, oh, Rafa, go talk to him.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't talk to my son.
I don't talk to my son.
Yeah.
He going to come get him.
Yeah.
But at the same
Jacob and
token,
Rafa,
compliment the kids. Because I can go talk to, and this is how it goes. I can't go talk to my boy because I know what I'm going to put to him. Because I expect, and he expects. But he's going to step in to go talk to my son. And I know if I have to go talk to his, I know if either one of them get to their son, there's a chance that, you catch him getting a little down because that's their dad's.
Sure.
But I have a good chance of going and talking to those two kids, looking at them face to face and saying, hey, look, buddy, pick your head up. We're just trying to encourage you, and we're just trying to make you coachable. Don't beat yourself up.
Right.
It takes 1 second to make a mistake. There's 60 seconds in a minute. You can make 60 mistakes in 1 minute.
I like that.
So pick yourself up after that 1 second and go on about the.
I felt that, Jacob.
It's just the truth of it.
And you can stop yelling at me, Jacob. I feel like you have a lot of bass in your voice.
I
All right, I did not do anything to you.
I always thought my voice.
Robert, were you going to say something until Juan really interrupted you?
No, I think one of the biggest things that we not only tell the players,
yes,
to the whole group, including the parents and everyone that comes to the to practices or comes to check us out or wants to join the team is trust the process.
Okay.
For sure.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter if your kid has played 5 years
or
has only played for 1 day. We've had players 2, right?
Never
never played on the team.
Oh, okay.
And right now I think they're fundamental pieces to the team.
Yeah.
That, we really depend on those kids a lot. But we told them, hey, come on.
Sure.
Trust what we're going to do.
It's going to take time.
It is going to take time.
Sure.
Trust it.
Can I just give y'all your flowers real quick in saying that I think that is so commendable, like what you just said, that you guys really just, not that you purposely scout for them, maybe I'm using that term wrong, but like we want the players that don't have any experience, that are grassroots.
If it sounds funny, I don't think that we've ever, I think out of the kids that we've had as far as scouting and actually going up and saying, hey, come on, I don't think we've ever had to go to anybody and really come out and say, hey, come get on this team. I want you to join my team. We're going to be this almighty.
Or still.
But we've tried to be generous to who we brought in and just kind of be people to it. So
we said we were going to be nice, right? But we don't. That happens.
It does.
That happens. Like that happens, and maybe not in just sport, but in anything. And so, and that's what I say. I wonder what you guys do when we talk about loyalty, right? Sure. I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate, and I say this as somebody who does not have kids.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a father. I'm barely somebody's man. Several people's, and so I wonder, how you teach an 8 or 9-year-old to be loyal, because unfortunately us as adults, right, and God, I'm gonna go off here, like us as adults are supposed to be teaching kids like commodity, you know what I mean, and teaching kids like respect and loyalty. Sure. And then when things like that happen, like you just said, how do you teach the kid to remain loyal and say that wasn't the right way to do that? I
think one thing we not only teach soccer, but we teach them how to be human. Okay. How to be, how can I say it?
Doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing. Outside
of soccer.
We get on to them about school.
Okay, yes.
They show up to practice and it's like,
yeah.
Yo, hey, your mom just said,
sure.
You're bad at school today.
Teachers be calling Coach Morrow.
I won't go to a kid directly and point him out, but when we start practice, the first message is always,
sure.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not being good at home and you're not being good at school when you're in school and you're not respecting your mom and dad and you're not treating your sister or your brother like you're supposed to as an older one or as a younger one, we're going to have problems.
Okay.
And so we have never had the problem with parent coming up and giving us something. But when they do, in fact, do so, we don't go to the player directly and pull them to the side. The whole team's going to pay for it.
Yes.
Because it's a brotherhood for us, but at the same time, Fuego is a name, and we're going to live the right way for what we stand for.
Perfect.
Outside of that, you take your hat off. You can do whatever you want to, but when we're here, we're going to represent ourselves in a good manner. And so developing the kid, I think having a stance to have somebody else outside of a parent figure give that,
sure.
I think that the message right there leads to them to say, man, somebody else cares about me to ask that outside of my own family.
Sure.
I got to hold my end of the bargain because I'm going to see you 3 times in the week.
I got you.
And I'm going to say it 3 times a week, maybe 4 or 5 times with games on the weekend. So it's a repetitional message. So I think that's kind of how you keep it loyal to what we're building. Is keep it a repetitional message. Don't beat it up too much, and make sure that us as coaches live off of what we're trying to tell them.
Yes, and in the Bible it says, "Thou shalt not steal."
Yes,
but see, because I know you're very. Yes, there you go. But and before I've seen that the first time I ever saw it, and again I referenced our coach friend. I saw him punish the whole team because one kid, he's like, I got a call from this kid's teacher.
Yeah,
everybody do wall sits, and I was like, that was the first time I've ever seen something like that. And you can see all the kids are so mad at the other kid. Yeah. It's accountability. And you guys are forming it. Listen, I love it so much. I want to get into so many more salacious things with Fuego FC, and I'm so happy that you all here. We're going to take a quick break. This one, we got to be careful with this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, get them into the beer. But before we take our break, you guys make sure you stay tuned. We're going to learn more about, I want to know how these coaches react with the parents fighting, right? I want to learn more about these kids. There's some soccer politics that goes on. And I want to get into it just a little bit, so make sure you guys stay tuned here on The Public Affair. Me and Juan are going to go to the bathroom, and we'll be right back. Hey Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this exciting episode of The Public Affair with my very special guests, the coaches of Fuego FC. We've got Juan Arellano, we got Rafael Hernandez, and then we got Jacob Davis. Here on it's two Spanish names on the white name. Here on The Public Affair. Right? Now, before we continue with this exciting episode, and we're going to get into some stuff, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out just a few more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by Osier Penguin Benitez with Funtown RV, the best in RV sales. Listen, Penguin is working absolute overtime to make sure you and the family are situated and settled in an RV best suited for you. It's giving camping season. It is June. I understand that it's raining, but the campers can go ahead and, make it still fun. All right, Toy Hall, Travel Trailers, Fifth Wheels, and so much more. Se habla español también. Follow Penguin's cool RV deals and tips on Facebook for the best RV deals. Penguin, thank you so much for all you do for me in The Public Affair. I truly appreciate you. Of course, you guys can use this girl for your sports photography in case you don't have a sports photographer. Myra Rosales, Striker Post Photography. All right, she's doing sports photography as well. She takes pictures of the team. She can take individual pictures. She can take pictures while you guys are playing. She also runs digital photo booths, perfect for business, private events, corporate events, so much more. It's fun, it's convenient, it's easy. She's also offering digital customized invitations and evites as well. Call with the number on the screen. Book now. Follow on Facebook at Striker Post Photography. Myra Rosales. Se habla español. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to my boy Jesus Sanchez, all the way from Mart, Texas, with Brothers Roofing and Remodeling, a small construction business from Mart. Listen, he specializes in general roofing needs, but it's been giving storms for like 3 weeks. I know the houses are all a hot mess. The shingles are all over the place. It's the roofs that they're not giving. Hit up my boy, Brothers Roofing and Remodeling with Jesus Sanchez. He's going to make sure the house is in tip-top shape, and he'll do all your remodeling for you as well. And if you don't want to break the buckets, right? Ask about military discounts. Ask about finance options. And he's going to make sure he gets you taken care of. His work is honest and true. To Jesus Sanchez, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to Waco Decal Plug with my boy, Randy Orguin. He's a vinyl graphic artist and installer. Randy's creating custom decals perfect for up-and-coming business owners, entrepreneurs, sports teams, and more. Hit him up for custom decals and designs, especially if you're like looking for, because a lot of you guys are trying to start businesses and stuff. You guys aren't really good with the designs. I don't know what you guys are doing with the clip arts and the word arts. We can stop that. This is not the 90s. Hit up Waco Decal Plug. Let him do it professionally, right? Call for free estimates. Call the number on the screen. Se habla español. Thank you so much to Randy Orguin for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. All right, guys, we're back here with the coaches with Fuego FC. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Juan, that was the best bathroom break I've ever taken. Thank you. My God. Yes. Thank you so much for going with me to the bathroom. I felt safe. It was giving safe.
Thank you.
Did you have a lot of guys hit on you back in the day?
What?
Yeah, I'm asking a very valid question.
On my back?
No, not sit on you. I'm asking hit on you.
Hit on me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few
guys
hit on me.
Okay. Well, isn't it great? He brings versatility to the coaching troop, right? You know, an ally is what we call them.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Nothing. Okay, so listen, we talked earlier in the show, right? First of all, before we continue with the show, I really want to use this opportunity to really give you guys your props and your flowers. I think that what you guys are doing with Fuego FC is phenomenal. Like I said, I only got involved in the sport soccer when I started coaching the Soco soccer teams, but I've been watching you guys do your things as well. I mean, we've been friends for a really long time, and then we got to meet, and then we've met as well, and I've been really watching you guys do your things, and I think that what you guys are doing is phenomenal. It's just, it's true, it's legit. I think that the fact that you guys take these kids from grassroots and then turn them into just like superb players, I think that is a phenomenal job. I don't think that that's a job for the weak. I don't think that's a job for, for anybody that's lazy. I really want to use this opportunity to just really give you guys your props.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on The Public Affair. I truly appreciate it. So okay, let's talk about parents fighting, right? So you guys you guys go to the games, right? And I thought the fighting was gonna stop when we stopped doing the adults, right? I was like, okay, so we're not the adults. All the adults do is fight. You look, you hit somebody one time, is punching people in the face. Everybody's best friends afterwards, right? But then I go to the kids' game. Right? Oh my god, the refs, they're fighting with the refs, and I'm mad pussy, right? Like, I don't fight. I'm not gonna lie, I do not fight. I don't know how to fight. I can sit here and act like I'm gonna whoop your ass, but I don't fight.
Right.
I'll use my words all day, but then I'll get beat up. Okay. So whenever that's going on at the soccer games, I get really nervous. I start getting anxiety. So I don't go anymore. I just don't go anymore. I can't deal with this.
That's the best fight.
No, I can't do it. I don't go. I say, just what do you need? Okay, boom. I'm not going. I'm sorry. How do you guys, right, as coaches, how do you guys keep the tension down? Or do you find yourself getting out of character sometimes as well?
I would say we all, from a parent to the coaching side, we all find ourselves getting in the spirit of the game.
Sure.
And it, at times, at a competitive level, it can get rowdy.
Okay.
And not just from a parent standpoint, because you're playing two different teams, two different set of players, and two different set of parents, and sometimes it all clashes in the middle.
Right.
And so it's not saying that it is something that happens rarely.
Sure.
It is something that happens all the time.
Okay.
And so it's a natural instance that we always have to come across. And Juan. Juan don't care.
Say,
if a parent's over there talking to another referee or talking to a parent, Juan will come out. Hey, whoever the parent may be, y'all gotta be quiet, because there's things in the game.
Sure.
If the referee, you can get taken away points in a tournament, you can get kicked out of the game. So there's more. There's more than just yelling and do it. There is consequences to the actions of the parents.
So when you say he's yelling, are you getting on to your parents?
Y'all
relax.
And
stop it.
We're not going to yell at somebody else's parent, but if we're all wearing the same name and everything, we are all, as coaches, responsible for the team. And so if we see that a parent and another parent from another team start to go at it, we got to step in just to show that referee, hey, look, we're taking account for that parent. But
then at the end of the day, too, like as Fuego FC, you guys are essentially a brand. For that matter, and then so everybody has to represent the brand accordingly and appropriately. You know what I mean? So I mean, I can't be wearing FC, just as an Andrew G example. I can't be wearing Fuego FC drunk out there and making out with all dudes. That's not a good look for Fuego FC, right? Unless it's me and Juan. But because it's part of the team.
We don't discriminate nobody. We love everybody.
No, I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying, but or in that case, what you just said, the parents out there, oh, F you ref and blah blah blah. We can't act that way. I understand you guys are passionate. Yes. Did you guys ever get pushback from parents for that matter? Like, hey, you need to understand why I'm acting this way.
No, I think everybody understands. Like I said, once they join the team, I think we tell them what's expected.
Sure.
And I think we let them know, like, we are gonna really follow by that.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Deal with it.
But they know we got their back.
Okay.
And then when stuff like that goes down, we'll let them have a few words.
Yeah.
And then if it gets a little too crazy, I'm like, hey, calm it down.
Yeah. Sure.
There was a point one time I had to go sit in between our group and the other group.
Oh, it got that bad?
Yeah. But I mean, not to the point where like we're finna fight,
sure.
But I mean, there's always, like he said, in competitiveness. There's anywhere you go, whatever age level, whatever competitive level, there's gonna be some bickering and stuff like that.
Sometimes it just gets out of hand. It makes my blood, like my heart, start pounding as I'm going home. I can't do this. I'm just not like that.
You got to compose yourself.
You have to compose yourself. But I guess I get this. You put it really well. I love your verbiage. The spirit of the game. Yeah. It's just what it is. It's
natural.
the nature.
You're just gonna have to deal with it. How it comes across. There's gonna be a consequence.
Absolutely.
For that. And so, looking at it from our point in a tournament, 1 point is 1 point.
Okay.
And just because you go bark at the bull, man, sometimes that horn comes across you pretty good. So I don't want to get points taken.
You know what? You should do a podcast. You should. I like the way you talk. I do. Yeah.
That's why he's our mediator. He's the one.
Okay.
I let him.
I love that you said that. Who out of the three of you guys, who's the most level-headed, who's the most hot-headed, and who's neutral?
Jeez.
Ooh, I think Rafa's the more neutral.
Good.
Okay, Rafa's giving like, I just want to go home. That's what.
No. Rafa's more
just laid back. And
laid back.
Because even though it's your brothers, you guys
get to read people.
Yeah,
you sit back and just look at everybody. You get to read people and really understand them.
I don't know if that's the household you grew up in, because like even knowing, just shout out to Joe and Hex, like y'all are not confrontational people to me. Like y'all,
we do. Everybody does. Everybody has their moments. I think it's just.
Okay.
Just our personality.
He's an observer.
He's observant because when he needs to,
does he throw those one-liners in that read you like for filth or no? Or is that just me? Okay, never mind. But you would still say he's a little bit more neutral. I would say he's hot-headed, right?
Yeah,
he's hot-headed.
We both are.
No.
We both are.
I see Jacob. I see Jacob pulling out the Bible. Like, okay, guys, let's be friends.
You're exactly right.
I do. I see him pulling it out. Like, hey guys, let's all forgive each other and brotherhood and flowers. And
I gotta pull Jacob back sometimes.
I see him taking the shirt off.
He be trying to take off the other coach's head. I'm like, Jacob.
I see Juan taking the shirt off, drunk. Okay, going in on people. I see that from you. Yes, I do. That's him. With that little braid you got going on back there.
Little ponytail.
I just want to run my finger through it.
No,
I do. I just want to. I'm sorry. I'm just. No, we were doing good without the divider. We were doing fine. Okay, so I want to kind of backpedal just a little bit, and reiterate loyalty within the team, right? And so, and you said something that was actually funny. You mentioned the word stealing. Okay, but let's not call it that, right? Let's use you're scouting players, right? Sure. And so, like you said, you're scouting more players that are maybe not on purpose but inexperienced. We want to build from the ground up, right? Yeah. But is taking players from another team and building, I don't know, you used the word all-star, right? And just like waiting for a player to get good enough, and then let me start my own team and take all the good players. Let me promise them this and that, and that, which I hate that happens with kids. Like, that's crazy to me. But do you think that's part of the business, or do you think that that's shitty coaching tactics?
That's just shitty coaching. I think there's I think there's
that's Juan.
He wasted no breath on that. Go ahead.
I think there's just a respective way you go about doing things.
Okay.
Because ultimately we're here for the kids,
sure.
Right? This is why we do it. We're here for them, and where I come from, I didn't have the luxury of playing select or anything.
Yeah.
So we all want to give these kids a chance to do something great.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of good talent that comes out of here.
Right.
And when people go about doing things like that, I feel, because if we all come together,
right,
I think we can do big things.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
But like I said, there's a respective way to do things.
Okay. When you say respective way of doing things, you mean like going up to one of your star players and saying, hey, look, this is what I'm offering on my team? Or what is the respectful way of doing it? I'm curious to know.
Coaching to coach.
Coach to coach, don't coach to...
Oh, I see.
You coach to develop the player. You don't want to go out there and be giving me handouts. In life, if you're given handouts, things are just going to come too easy to you. And when it comes too easy, you think it's all right.
Sure.
But what are you really gaining out of that? And so, as you mentioned earlier, and we've talked about, what we get out of this whole thing is the development of the player.
Yeah.
And it looks good when you develop a player from that bad apple to a good apple, if you want to call it that way, or you take them from a skill 1 level of 2 to 10, and it takes time to do it. And when you do it in the right manner and you do it the way it's supposed to be, not only do the players buy into that, the parents as well start to see that, like, on multiple occasions, maybe not in the time of 2 months or 3 months, but the 6 months, we've had parents come up to us and say, "You've changed my son's life. Changed the way that they see things." And so when you see it in that aspect, that's the whole grasp of it. That's what keeps the whole train going. So being gifted a handout, come on, man. Anybody can do that if you wanted to reach out.
Is it like, I'll give you a PS5, you come play for this team and not Fuego FC? Is that like the kind of hand
that's a hell of a deal? But why you gonna go? How long is that PS5 gonna last? Because a PS6 might just come out.
I'm using PS5 off the top of my head.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I feeling like Jacob wants to fight me sometimes.
No, I don't want to fight.
But a more appropriate way is what you're saying is for maybe another coach from another team go up to you and say, "Listen, Coach Jacob, I want to talk to you about such and such player.
Just come talk to me.
Just talk to you."
Because we've had other we're in communication with all type of coaches from Shreveport, Austin, Dallas. Hey, come help us out in tournament.
Monterrey, Rayados. I mean, all these kids, we allow our kids. We don't hold our kids' hand to say that you're obligated to stay here because of how the whole thing works.
Sure.
We want to give the kids the opportunity to develop, become a player, and have the opportunity to play with somebody that's better than us. We're just a stepping stone in life. If you're consistent just to walk on a sidewalk, it's just going to be flat. But if you take a stair step, you might just get to where you want to be at. And our goal ultimately here is to get that kid ready at this stair step. If we get the chance to go number 2 stair step, we're going to take it at the 3rd one. We might not get this opportunity that we have right now. So,
and I want to touch on that. It kind of leads me to my next point. But, when we talk about Fuego FC, is that a contractual obligation, or are you?
No.
That is not.
No.
Okay.
We are a nonprofit organization with the intent to develop kids to play competitive soccer.
Yes.
We do not come in with the kids having a contract to sign saying that you're obligated to stay on our team. But we do hold a commitment form that tells us that if you are going to, in fact, come play with us, you're going to be committed to what we do because we take the funds that are necessarily for the kid to play competitive soccer. We pick up all the fees associated with it. Up to this point, we've picked up. I don't think we've asked much for our parents in the last 3.5 years. We've picked up every bit of cost with the help of our sponsors. Shout out Built Right, Shorty's Pizza Shack, WE Electric, Molly's Mexican Restaurant. Those people that just saw the message and heard us out, they gave us a chance to help the kids get the opportunity, as well as the parent with the financial burden and taking that away. And it's been consistent for 3.5. So without the help of the sponsors and our parents that help us do the fundraisers, that see our mission, it just leads us to kind of where we're at.
Car
now.
washes.
Fundraisers.
Definitely.
Just kind of, like you said, the commitment from the parents that's just volunteer time and help us get the funds. Like you said, uniforms.
Tournament fees, equipment.
We try to take the kids to Austin FC games and stuff like that. We take them to those type of games at the end of every season. But it really comes to no cost besides them driving themselves.
And I like that too.
And coming to practice.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I like the commitment versus contractual. I feel like binding a kid.
What is that? I mean, what is a contract? Why?
I feel like binding a 9-year-old to contractually play for a team.
No, and that's the thing. That's the thing.
I don't know. I guess there's nuance. That's
the thing I told them too when we started this is, I didn't even see myself coaching.
Okay.
And we started something and it's been going on this far, and we're obviously doing something right.
Yeah.
Right. And then what our message within ours was like, we how can I say this? I don't plan on coaching these kids until they're to their age.
Oh yeah.
I want somebody to come look at what we've done with these kids and be like, hey, I think your kid to come should good enough to come play for us at a higher level.
Yes.
Like a set standard.
Sure. And I love that because it brings me to my next point, and I want to get into this really, really bad because not only does it happen in soccer, happens in my business. I think that Waco has a very big problem with this, and this is just my opinion. I might lose followers, but I don't. This is me, and you guys have every right to disagree with me.
Yes,
I'm going to give you an example why here in a second. Let me talk about podcasting, right? I don't feel like opportunity has to come from anywhere out of town. I feel like we can build opportunity here. I feel like opportunity, I get so, not aggravated, but I get a little bit annoyed, for lack of a better term, when I hear somebody say, you have to leave Waco to be recognized. You have to, you can only be successful Dallas, Austin, Houston, whatever, right? I went to Austin to be on a podcast. I ended up in somebody's room with the windows closed on a snowball mic that was $20 in their laptop. And I went to Austin, and everybody was so excited for me to say, oh, my God, you made it out of town. And I got the most unprofessional experience. When if you would have came to Waco, you would have gotten production. Sure. Right? We would have, there would have been production. I agree. Do you see what I'm saying? And so can the same be said for, let's just talk about Fuego FC then. Do you guys think that it's unfair for anybody to think, you know what, I don't think it's, how do I put this? Hold on. I don't want to get in trouble. So can there be opportunity built with a local team? Does it have to come from out of town? Why can't that happen here? Why can't somebody from Dallas, Austin, Houston say, you know what, look at Fuego FC. I want to go fucking play for them in Waco. Can that happen?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Self-wants.
You see what I'm saying?
Self-wants and self-needs.
Yeah.
Two totally different things.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I want to have it, right? And the thing is man, you get caught up in what you want and what you want to have, and you want to be the best in this and that. That's just not the message that we've all set for the team and for what we live up in, the culture that we're trying to come up in. Because, I mean, like I said, man, we're not going to have what Dallas and Houston and what Austin has to offer, and what that is numbers.
Right.
And so when you take a group of 15 kids that are here, you multiply that by times 100 in those bigger metroplexes.
Sure.
So the apples that we pick from our tree aren't big. You know? So you got to take what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Right.
And so that's kind of what we've kind of built ourselves around to do so.
I like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's just what it is. To come to Waco and to play, Waco has so much to offer. And yes, if everybody could if everybody could, in fact, get stuck off of a selfishness want instead of what's needed, then, yes, there is potential that ultimately, if it all come together, you would be looking at something that's bigger than what we have for ourselves.
Sure.
And that's for the next group of kids. And so when you step it up with one group of kids, another group of kids are going to see that. And ultimately what you start to create is a pattern.
Yeah.
And we can't create a pattern if you get stuck in selfishness.
Sure.
Because it's got to be about the next thing. And so you got to create the pattern. Nobody's given the opportunity for the pattern to start being created because everybody wants to have selfishness.
Yeah.
And that's not something that we built ourselves on. Yes, it is cool to go win a tournament or win a game, and we find the pride of that, but I don't sit there and look and say, I won the game.
Yeah.
Because ain't no I in the team.
Sure.
It's took the whole team to do that. So, thank you, parents, for driving your kid here.
Yeah.
Parents, players go clap to your parents and tell them thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And then we'll come talk to you and we'll tell you thank you for playing the game.
Sure.
So it's just like a chain of command if that makes any sense. So if people could learn to drop the selfishness, I think Waco could have so much to offer opposed to having to take your kid across the way to Dallas. Now, Waco don't have much to pick from, and so you got to choose your battles of where you want to go. And there is teams, depending upon who you play with, that are really good in the Dallas area.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you have to be committed as a player.
And that doesn't take away from them. I think, and I talked with Coach Morrow about it. I was like, and I'll use SoCo because I'm heavily involved with them. Why can't it be a team from Dallas, Austin? I want to go to SoCo and play in that fucking tournament. I want to go to the SoCo tourney. Why does it have to be the SoCo tourney has to go somewhere else? Like, and the same could be said for Fuego FC. Do you know what I mean? Why does it have to be like, no, we're only good if we can make it out of town? Why can't they come and be like, I want to go play against Fuego FC in their city, in Waco? You know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get where I'm going with that?
I get it.
I feel like we're sleeping on ourselves.
We are sleeping. We don't have what, it goes back to say how big we are in comparison to those metroplexes. Mm-hmm. We just don't have
the resources.
What the resources that they have. The indoor facilities. And thank God for Dom and SoCo and what he is achieving, because he is the soccer name in Waco for the resources. And he's reached it out from an adult side to a kid side to the daycare side. He's really reached out and started the soccer community in Waco. In the means of saying such, there's got to be more to be able to compare to compare Waco to the bigger resource.
And you put a good example. You see where it starts?
Yeah, it starts.
Somebody created that resource, and hopefully that inspires somebody else to create another. You know what I mean? And I just feel like the city is really sleeping on themselves.
They are.
I do,
and
it, not just in soccer.
It just
in everything.
And we've talked about it before in all sports. What is the biggest thing that we have here besides river bend baseball fields?
Yeah.
How many professional football players we've had? There's some, but not a lot. And from what we know, there are football players and baseball players that could have gone big or had more players in the NFL or Major League Baseball or professional soccer players, but lack of support.
Yeah.
I think the city.
Nothing against the city.
Right.
But I think, we all fight over the same practice location.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's soccer, football, baseball, whatever sport. We're all fighting over the same practice locations.
Right.
How can the kid develop if everybody's practicing in dirt?
True.
Right. You try to go practice at a school, you're getting kicked off. Yep. I know there's liability issues and stuff like that. I understand that.
Yeah.
It's a simple thing of saying, hey, you can use it. Just sign this waiver.
Yeah, sure.
We're not liable for anything.
That's it.
So
they don't make it easy for you guys, or for anybody for that matter.
It's pretty hard.
You just got the open space. As funny as it sounds, as much grass as in Waco, you ain't got much good grass to practice on.
Right.
And so you have to find your places and you have to pick those and go on about where you're going. And we've changed on multiple accounts for our own, just to accommodate the comfortability of the players and ourselves as coaching. Like I said, we want to be able to go to our happy place when we coach these kids and not have to be worried about having to look over his shoulder, or having or having a feeling. It's just not something that works for. So the resources and the limitations of what Waco has to offer is what you're going to get, and that's bare minimum. So we're reaching into a pot and not getting too far with it, just because of what we have come from. And it's just what we've all been around for our whole life. You don't get
there wasn't anything. back in the day.
Sure.
You know?
I don't think the city puts a lot back into the community, sports wise.
Okay.
And to the youth, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Because look at HOT. How long has HOT been around?
Right.
We've all grew up playing HOT.
Sure.
And how much is their registration? How long has that been going? You would think that place would be
the premier spot for
the
soccer.
Yeah, exactly. You go to Dallas, and their sports complexes are nice.
Sure.
And ours hasn't changed.
Wow.
And just,
I mean, you have Temple.
Syntex Storm.
Yeah.
You look at their facilities. Temple is about the same geographic as what Waco is, and the facilities that they have and how they've built their brand, if you want to call it. Man, they've done a really, really good job from a recreational standpoint into the select side.
Sure.
And so it is a South Texas development, but Temple, if they can do it, come on. I mean, Waco's growing very fast, and it's grown so very fast.
Do you think we're in the era where you guys can be the voice of you guys, everybody involved in sports?
I think we could be the voice. I think we could be the start of that voice. But it's going to take more. Everybody. It's going to take more than just one person to speak up and stand up for how we stand up for the team.
I just think people need to believe in themselves more, whether it be in sports, whether it be in media, whether it be in any field that they work in. I think that people get very stuck in the mindset of, I can't make it out of this town. I built a successful podcast in Waco and did never step foot out of town.
Yes, sir.
Let's remember that. A person in Austin was excited to have me on their show. And please, it was struggling. So, but we'll leave it, at that. But I think, you guys sound like you're very passionate about that, and I hope that you guys, we mentioned Dominic, who that's start. Right? When it comes to building a soccer, you guys can be that voice of reason. Sure. And I think when it comes to Fuego FC as a team, I said it on the show, I think that you guys are doing something phenomenal. I think that you guys are doing something really great with the kids. I think that the kids really look up to you. I follow a lot of the parents. Emily was on the show. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, she gave you all your flowers. And so, what is the future for Fuego FC? What do you guys plan on doing going forward? Because it's just, as far as coaches, it's just you three, right?
Just us three.
Yeah. So,
we brought in the means of growth, we started as a 2015 team, and we have brought in a 2014 team. And we are looking to make this our first season to have 2 teams.
Oh, good.
Coach Nestor Segura is going to be the one that coaches those 2014 teams.
Okay.
For the last year, through a trial and error period, as funny as that sounds, to bring it into it, we had to put them. We went through practices for the last year. The parents have continued to ask. They've heard the name Fuego on multiple accounts leaving practice, and it's come to that point to say, are we really part of this?
Yeah.
And for us, and the means of our growth and where we're going, that's our next step, is bringing them into it. And, I think we've all can speak to say that we don't look to take big old steps, but just small steps is enough for us, as small as we are right now. And the hope is, and the ultimate side of it, is that we can continue to have the opportunity to wake up and develop a soccer player.
I love it. Let me ask you guys this before we go. Each of you, what is your individual end game as a coach, or at Fuego SC for that matter? And what's the biggest takeaway you want each of your kids to take from learning from you?
Like I said before, is to obviously get these kids to play at a higher level, and for eventually somebody to come take them from us.
Yeah.
And just watch these kids excel, be who they want themselves to be.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't make them play soccer. They got to want it. And I think, like I said, just pass them on.
Yeah.
I didn't even think we would be coaching. And after we started this, I don't plan on coaching till they age out.
Sure.
Just trying to give these kids an opportunity. If they want to become a soccer player, go be a soccer player.
Yeah.
And I think, that's for me. I want the best for them, and just give them everything I can.
Gotcha. Rafael was staring. Was he putting you to sleep? That's what he does.
No. On our end, on my end, at least, my personal kids, I tell them just give it y'all, because this game doesn't last for long.
Gotcha.
The opportunity is, to play soccer is. You can be 8 years old right now, but 8 years.
Yeah.
They go by the time they're 16, 17, once you get to the high school age,
things change.
If you're not at the top level right now, playing in top academies, playing in the top levels, I mean, your windows are closing to making it pro.
Oh, I see.
It's a real competitive sport. Yeah. The game itself, I grew up, in a soccer family. My dad had played soccer. I played soccer.
Yeah.
We watch soccer. If it's on TV every day, we can watch it, we'll watch it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So soccer's evolving.
Gotcha.
The trainings that, the training methods and training sessions that 8 and 9-year-old kids are doing now, 10, 15 years ago, that was for 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Well, now they're doing it right now at 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, you're seeing...
That's wild.
Right now, you're seeing 15, 14, 16-year-old kids, making it playing professional level at the highest level.
Most definitely.
So if you think about it, they're only 8 years, 9 years older than ours. Like I said, the window is just narrow. So narrow, you have to stay on top of it. You have to stay on top of it. And that's what I tell my kids. I said, if that's something you want to do, just give it your all. Don't wait. Don't wait. Train as much as you can. And as far as, my end, coaching these kids and other kids coming up, even if our kids get the opportunity to go play somewhere else more competitive, and it's something that they want to do, and it's more beneficial because they can leave to any other team. Yeah. But we can end up playing them in the same league. Oh, yeah. So what was the whole purpose of leaving?
Yeah, most definitely.
If you're going to leave, I want you to leave, but go play at in the league level. Yeah. Something in a way that is not anybody can make it.
Stair-step it.
Take it there,
Yeah, to the next level.
But at the same time, you don't have to stay with us.
Gotcha.
We're going to, like Jacob said, we're just going to ride it till the wheels fall off. That's all we can do.
And then Jacob?
Man, I think ultimately at the end of it, I can agree to say what Juan said. I can agree to say exactly what Rafa said. But I think the ultimatum in my whole thing at the end of the day is the kids that I've come across and the kids that I will come across in the future, when it gets coming down the line, when they come up to me and they say, "Thank you, Coach."
That's what's up.
I think that's my biggest reward that I want to see out of it. More or less to let the kid succeed and develop a player, get him to the next point. I think my biggest goal is when that kid comes up to me and they're 18, 19, 20 years old and they go, "What's up, Coach?" Man, you done earned entitlement. Yeah. And so entitlement will bury your head deep. But that one for me, that's always my biggest thing. Still till today when the kids run up, Rafita when he runs, "What's up, Coach?" It catches me. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm just, I'm just a person just like you. I want to just teach you the game of soccer. Sure. There's more to it because they don't know you as just Jacob. You're Coach Jacob. You have like a Mr. Davis or a Mr. Arellano, Mr.
Hernandez.
And it's just entitlement to it, and it's no better feeling than knowing that you touched the kids hard enough to be able to keep that entitlement.
I love it. So you guys are great. So going forward, Fuego SC is going strong. Yes, sir. So you guys are seeking sponsorships? Are you guys seeking players at the moment, or what are we doing?
Man, we're an open agenda. All the way our team runs is off of sponsors and donations and fundraisers through the help of our parents, and anything that you can use to help out, it doesn't help. So yes, to answer the question, we are seeking sponsors to come out and help us on top of what we already have. We don't do it by ourselves. We are volunteers. We see absolutely nothing out of it. And what you give goes directly to the kids. And so if you decide to help out, it is for the next person and not what you're looking at.
Gotcha. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on to the Public Affair. Me and Juan have got to get going. We had something going on after this, okay? No, thank you guys again. No, and best of luck to Fuego FC and best of luck, big ups to you guys in the soccer. I know how only because I'm involved in it, how tensions are. I understand how everything goes. I understand the pressure that you guys are under, and just it takes a special kind of person to be a coach. Yeah, and big kudos to all of you. I don't know about this one. You can coach me at home if you want. Thank you guys again so much for tuning into this episode of The Public Affair. Me and Juan have got to get going, but before we go, I definitely want to use this opportunity to thank you guys, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to give a shout out just a few more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by, of course, Elite Barbershop, and my boy Sid Rodriguez has got me looking super cute for Juan Arellano here today. He's located on Hewitt Spirit Drive. You can download the Squire app as well. Walk-ins are also welcome here as Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, Santos Cordova, David Rodriguez, Isaac Chavez, Clem Fletcher, Isai Reyes, Sam Ceballos, and Kyle Berry, making you look as snackish as I have for more than 204 episodes of The Public Affairs of Sid. Thank you so much for being a long-time sponsor of the show. I truly appreciate it. Of course, my boy Junior Banda with Fatboy Michelada Botana, who's providing the best Michelada Botana place for yourself or for a party. Listen, he's also offering the best aguachiles, ceviche, chamoy candy, hot Cheeto pickles, and slates, and so much more. Listen, you can book them with the number on the screen, book them for an event, book them for a game, anything you guys want. Fatboy, and if you ask nicely, he might come deliver it to you. Make sure you guys get the best and not the rest. Junior Banda, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to my girl Ana Limones with Hummingbird Party backdrops and decor. Call for all party decor, including beautiful balloon pops, giving an extra flavor to your party or event with a number of wooden backdrops and so much more. Don't be trying to plan a party all by yourself, decorate. Just call my girl Ana Limon. She's gonna do it for you, okay? If you guys have a sports thing going on, make sure balloon arches are in right now, Juan. I know you know that. All right, so Hummingbird Party backdrops and decor. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, I'm not gonna go on without thanking my boy Jeffrey Monreal, who never misses an episode of The Public Affair. Every single Monday, he posts that he's watching The Public Affair in that garage, that hot garage with Boyo Box and audio, home for all your LED needs and audio accessories, installation, stereos, doors, speakers, and so much more, including audio systems. He's also specializing in building custom subwoofer enclosures and so much more in your one-stop shop to get everything done in one roof, as well as 10 jobs. The Shiner bot got me slurring my words. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. Oh, my. Second. But don't forget, guys, to always keep it between us. That's it. Weesh. Okay, now we're gonna start shit. Ready?
I mean, it's a light beer.
Rafa's like, come on, you guys, this is unprofessional. Right. No, I've never. That's some different shit right there. Thank you. Gotta keep the host happy. I just get nervous. Like, we've had audio issues. Yeah, we've had things in the past. I get when we had Jeff Aguirre on the show. Okay. He was running for McLennan County Sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
His fucking mic was on his lap, and the whole time I'm looking at him. Like,
damn stand. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.